All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. YouTubers from everywhere, all 5 and 10 of you that are finding my videos. I really do appreciate it. If you stumbled here somehow through a link or something, just please make sure you like and subscribe so that I know that you're out there. And then also, leave me a comment. So far, it's pretty much just me commenting on my own videos, but I'd love to talk to some of you guys and find out what you think of Long Beach here and of the new iRacing updates, because that's what this is all about. My last video that I just uploaded to YouTube, you can catch it. It only focused on the new IndyCar update, and I took the car to Road America, which is going to be the season 1 of 2021. The first race will be at Road America, and it's also a very familiar circuit, so a good chance to test the car versus I wasn't specifically testing it versus the previous car, but just kind of my initial thoughts on what the new tire model is like, and also how the alternate compounds are working. But the subject of this video, so definitely check that out. It's like an hour long because I do go into a little bit of it, but this video is all about Long Beach Grand Prix, and this is my old stomping grounds here. So much of this track is I've walked, and so much I've been over everywhere here. Like, look at this beautiful fountain. Goodness, they've done a really awesome job modeling that, where the aquarium is. This building over here there's actually, there's been different businesses in there over the years. There was a bar there with an outdoor lounge at one point, and I've stood over there and gotten lots of photos before, and great vantage to get photos. Also, across the street from where that photo is actually taken from is the Hyatt Hotel, which you can see just to the left side of this shot. This is Shoreline Boulevard here. And that marina that's out there in the distance, my dad actually built a boat that is still in that marina. So I probably went to, I really can't tell you, between half a dozen and a dozen different Grand Prix here over the years. I don't live near the track anymore, so I don't have that opportunity much. This corner right here, the hairpin, is virtually the same, very similar to the way that it's always been since the very beginning of me being there, but it was much longer before I went to my first Grand Prix in something like 93. And the track has changed, the buildings alongside the track have changed, the configuration of the track has changed in the time, but this is the most recent version. The track configuration really hasn't changed in, I can't even remember the last time they actually changed it. I want to say, well, I don't want to make an inaccurate statement, but it's been probably 10 years or more since they made the last change. And so this version has been around for a while, and it's just awesome to see it. It looks really beautiful. I actually had to do this video a couple of times because I realized I needed to turn up all my settings to max to really experience this at its top level. So the cool part of this video is it's not going to just be me talking. I mean, I expected this to look awesome, and I'm not going to lie, it does. It doesn't quite look like a race day setup. I'll look forward to seeing that when we can actually get into a race situation at the track. But right now, just looking at it in the test mode, looking out to the port and everything, I mean, it's just gorgeous. So I set this up to be in, oh good, it kept my camera setting from last time. I moved the FOV back a little bit so that it's easier for you to see more detail, basically. But this isn't what I normally race with. I usually race with a closer FOV. But anyway, just looking around, it looks beautiful. It's at sunset, and I thought that would look the best with the sun setting and the light. Now, as we speed past, we can look over to the right, and you can see the outdoor seating over at the hotel. Again, there's a little lake over there. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I've walked across this bridge. I've taken photos from across that bridge there. Yeah, the level of detail here with the scan is really incredible, and really the only thing missing that I can see is the people. And of course we don't have that in the test mode. But looking across the street, there's Famous Dave's barbecue. That's real. They have the lighthouse that's there in real life out at the end that they've taken the time to model. There is PF Chang's across the street. That's real. I mean, it's incredible, the level of detail to see. It's really almost like being there in real life. And I have all of the settings turned up.
They said you cut the core.
And so, this was something I did notice. I was just starting out one of these other videos, and I'm like, man, I gotta jump out of this and turn up the quality settings so I can really see everything in full detail. But this pit exit here is realistic. Like, this has been a controversial thing. You can see where the blue line goes across, where the blue cone is, and you have to clip that corner, but you can't clip it too much, otherwise you are effectively track cutting. So every track is like that, where you got to watch where the pit exit is, but it's been a real life problem. So it's cool to see that they got it right there. Now here's the runoff area that frequently, if you go too fast, you go and straight line it into here, and then you can do a little whip around. I don't know if it'll work. There we go. Do a little drifting around the streets here. Okay, anyway, so there's this new tire model might be the thing that makes me want to drift. Anyway, so just looking around is just gorgeous. You really feel like you're there. All of this stuff is real. The banners are all the real banners. Bubba Burger, Gail, Luna, Tamaya there, they making the cars that they do, and so involved. You got the aquarium here. The fountain. And look at the beautiful water going up there in the upper right-hand corner at the fountain. That is far and away, I think, much better than what we have at Belle Isle. But to be fair, I don't usually race with the settings up quite this high. And so look at the flowers. They look gorgeous. The one thing you may see a little bit more jaggies than normal, because I only have 4 times anti-aliasing instead of 8 times, but I think it'll make it a little sharper that way for the video. So, they've got all the signs here. I'm sure the aquarium over there looks awesome. I'll have to look at that in more detail, maybe outside the car. And so, yeah, this is the new Indy car. This has been updated. There's the parking garage. Parked in that several times to get into the race. That's actually a great place to park for the race. This corner is so tricky, and they got the curbs really beautifully right. The alligator curbs that can, if you take them too much, you definitely can destroy the car. The balance in that corner back there for everybody is always super tricky, and the versions of Long Beach that I've raced in the past in other sims, it's been really, really, really tricky to get that corner right. The balance is always tricky coming out. So you got the Ferris wheel over here. Let's go back. You can see it up there in the upper left. There's the Hyatt. It's even got the Hyatt logo. They didn't have to put something fake on there. It's a beautiful thing. It really, 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 really is. And so in race, there's usually a photo tower. It's like a super tower / photo tower right here in front of where the car is. And I've gotten good photos out of there, although it depends on the year. They change that around. Got Laugh Factory over here on the left side. And then look at the beautiful Hyatt Hotel over on the right. Also, they've given us some areas that we could conveniently pull off, which is useful. I'm not going to lie. That is a useful thing occasionally, to just have ways to get out of the way if you need to pull off, if you're middle of a lap, you want to pull off a safe spot, or if you're all bent out of shape or something, you might be able to hide out there for a second and rejoin, or stuff like that. Islands Burgers over here. Haven't that's a new one since I've been here. Since I've moved, but I've eaten at Islands and they're excellent food. This stairway over here, I'll try to see if I can get over here. So you see the stairway over here. Fantastic photo opportunities, especially early in the morning. The highest rise up there. That whole walkway, if you have a big lens for your camera, is just really awesome to get great morning shots at. And so, yeah, continued backstretch. Now this is always a canyon. It'd be cool to hear it top level, whether we can hear the engine. Usually there's like an echo. It's really strong if you're there in real life. It's super strong echo in real life, but especially outside the car. But I imagine in the car you would see it too. Big parking garage on the right. Now here's all of these hospitality tents, and in the race, yeah, those are always filled. We're missing all of the trackside personnel and stuff like that. And there's always a grandstand, and yeah, there's always a grandstand here that's in front of where the camera is now, where the car is. And there's always the support paddock in there for like IMSA. So there's always like, or it just depends on who they put there or what they dedicate that to for the year. But that's always filled with transporters. And then, yeah, I've taken tons of great photos through here. There's a couple of good photo holes, did they replicate that? Do they have the photo holes? So this is one tiny thing, as far as I can see, that they have not tried to replicate things like photo holes or access places along the way. But those are little nitpicky details, right? Who the hell cares about that? The lines on the ground are great. The tarmac looks great. Lots of patches, and I don't offhand remember where all of the patches go, where they are all at, but there is a lot of street patches. So then we come up here, and normally, yeah, this is the hairpin. There's a photo tower right there. So that's not a grandstand, that's a photo tower. So we're going to have to see this when there are actually people and we're in a race situation, because they're missing some grandstands, and I do have it set to max, or to whatever it is, high on the grandstand setting. So yeah, I'm not really sure there. But anyway, why don't we do a full lap in the IndyCar and check it out. All these stands are awesome going down shoreline here. I'm going to be as conservative as possible because I don't want to go tearing up the car quite yet. And it's also really hard to tell with the FOV where it's at. The sensation of speed is weird, but so here we go. First gear. So first gear so far. Car feels real good through there. If anything, it feels smoother than I expected it to. I mean, you can just see it's not really jumping all over the place. I did expect it to be a lot bumpier. Woo! Oh, that's interesting, the way that kind of like crumpled a little bit. Alright. Well, I was trying to avoid that because I did want to do a lap around. But we did bend up our left front wing just from that little tab, even though it was a 0x. Oh my god, it's so beautiful here. But I feel like the sun's already gone down. So I set this to like sunset, but I don't know that that's right. So to what we're going to do, I'm just going to reload real quick. I'm going to change it to afternoon setting. And then we'll get out there and do a lap or two real quick. Okay, so after a quick change of the configuration there, now we've got late afternoon settings. So let's see here. Do we need to change anything? No, I'm just going to leave it where it is. I'm going to change the FOV just real quick because this is really difficult to drive it like this. 146 FOV, that's very high. But you can see the black tires. So we don't have red tires on yet. You can see the very long pit exit here. First gear. So I figure what I'll do. Oh, okay. Oh wow, look at that new damage model.
You got wheel damage.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Let's check that out. Hang on. Let's watch ourselves crash at watch us crash at Long Beach. Oh man. And what did that do to the car? Yeah, it just rode off part of the car on the nose. Alright. Let's try not to crash this time, alright? So because this is a test mode, we can safely ignore those precautions of needing to slow down on pit road. As you saw from the other video, the new tire model is out on the IndyCar, as I was mentioning, and it does feel substantially different. It's not quite a whole new IndyCar, but it has a lot of better tendencies than it did before. Not perfect, but my wing goes rolling down the road. So what do you think? You loving this track so far? No, I'm not used to racing with this FOV, so it'll take me a little bit to get used to this, but it's almost like playing Gran Turismo or like F1 back in the day where you just had this really wide FOV for your screen and there really wasn't anything you could do about it. And I'm just doing that so that you get a little bit more visuals. I actually race with 3 like 23-inch monitors, triples, so it works, but it's not ideal for content, and that'll be something I'm looking at upgrading soon. So as I was mentioning, I noticed that the car doesn't really seem to be keep it in. It doesn't seem to be that affected by the bumps. It's probably that this medium downforce setup is a bit stiffer with its dampers, but yeah, this actually feels really surprisingly good. Wow, up there, turned. I've seen so many people in real life struggle with that. You know, I've been everywhere here. These grandstands, I've sat in all of these grandstands. I've walked all of this track many times. I've taken photos along here, and it's just so amazing to see it represented and be able to race it. So with the bumps, I've seen, you know, you see people struggle in different parts of the track over the years and get very used to seeing how the cars actually handle, and I have to say, so far so good. Like I said, the only thing I really expected was for it to feel bumpier. I do feel some of the bumps, but like I said, not again. That is just something, and I've seen people do that so many times.
You've exploded a tire.
Ooh, I've done it. I've exploded a tire. Can we get in a good fast lap? That's the main thing. And also for those of you, if you're watching this and you actually care, like, where's your camera? Why can't I see what you look like? I did get a camera setup, but this triple screen setup is new, and it's been a technology issue. And I bought a couple of cameras and they didn't work out. And so like I said, I had my SLR set up, which was really cool, but I not the way that, not where it was set up before. So yeah, just kind of waiting on the tech to arrive, so to speak. But I promise very shortly I will get a camera set up, and that's all going to be part of doing streaming, I suppose. Especially for the foregoing future, or the ongoing future. So, as I was saying, the car appears to handle correctly through these corners. If I can just not totally screw this so many times in a row. And we'll just have to see what the lap times are and see how that compares. You know, this track didn't exist with the old Indy car, so there's no lap times, no old lap times to compare it to.
They said you cut the core.
Oh my. So I guess by going inside where the pit lane is, that you basically have cut the course. Wow. But it just looks beautiful with the sunlight going across and the shadows. Palm trees, everything is in its right place. And I guess that's the main thing. In the end, there may be some things that aren't there, or some placement of like people and objects and things that should be there that aren't. But you know, like I can see the Performing Arts Center and its big logo up there. I can see like a huge Tecate sign there. It just really takes you back. Makes you want to go have King Taco or cerveza. Oh, I can't be thinking about cervezas when it's at like 11 o'clock in the morning right now. 12 o'clock somewhere, I guess. Alright, so first lap, 15.5. My optimal is down at 13.9. Okay, that's a little safer and easier than I think it will be when we're in full race mode. It's getting a little dark. I mean, that feels very real, honestly. The look of it is spot on, but it's not great for content, so I might have chosen... Whew, I got out there. Pretty sure I heard it like kick up a little bit of like a rock or some marbles or something out there. And that would be realistic too, because this is a street circuit and they get it relatively clean, but there's still cars like bringing stuff in and out of this place even on Thursday before the Grand Prix. So, you know, it's not like it's scrubbed clean, but it's pretty clean. So, get a feel for where that turn-in point and braking point are. Quite easy to lock, but it's simulating front breakup or front braking lockup a little bit better. The new IndyCar is too. I think the new tire model is wearing that better. How glorious to finally be able to run an IndyCar at Long Beach in a simulator. And it's not some rip-off copy or non-laser scanned. So really easy to overcook that corner. And again, you know, I haven't adjusted any settings on the car or anything. 113. Yeah, handles beautifully through there. Like I said, that is sketchy in real life. Ah, there we go. See, now that's how you destroy the left front on the car. Can we drive it back? Whoa.
Dropping a lot of fluid. We have to fix it.
It's cool. You can like three-wheel it back. That's sophisticated physics there. Woo! Oh, now it's like hanging onto the front of the car. One thing I'm curious about, can you go in the back way into the pits here? Because in real life you can't. Uh-oh, we're not going anywhere. Oh man.
You got wheel damage.
We're just wrecking all over the place. Hey, don't judge me. Don't act like you're perfect when you drive these things. Okay. Let's reset here. Okay. So now that we know how that works, let's just throw on the reds real quick and throw down a lap. See if we can get at least a ballpark number. And then I'm going to pull up the IndyCar website and we'll see what a real life time should be here. See how far off we are. Hope you're cool with that. So I just cut it. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess I don't have the pit exit rules turned on, but in a normal practice session, it will give you the black flag there and tell you pit exit violation or whatever it is. Oh, it's just so pretty. Light just looks so good here. And now that we're on the red tires, I mean, without a doubt, they are grippier than the black tires are. Oh, so much grippier. A lot of brake lockup though, and that is something I'm gonna have to really work on this track. Now that corner there, the hairpin, is a disaster for every racing series. It's so hard to get it right. Okay, so there we just had to utilize the runoff. Yeah, so anyway, that hairpin is a disaster for every racing series. Now, can I just get in a good lap so that we can do this demonstration video and move on to some of the other videos that we need to do today? Because I'm doing like 3 or 4 videos today. So definitely stay tuned. Another reason to like and subscribe. And I promise I'll get better at doing this kind of stuff. I'm brand new to doing these videos, and I'm really just getting set up. So like I said, worth checking out, even if you just check in for a few minutes and see what I have to say. Definitely give me a shout in the comments. Let me know what you think. I mean, if you really want to tell me how poor of a driver I am, that's fine. But again, you have to keep in mind, once I get things dialed in, I'm usually a bit better. Oh, there we go. Almost the right line through there. We've got our optimal down to 111. It's down to about the 300. I think you could go a little bit later. 300 on the braking marker. So that was like trail braking past the apex. And it's not getting excessively loose. In these spots where, like here, I would really think that's going to be a problem, and maybe for some of the sports cars that is going to be a problematic throttle application. But with the previous IndyCar's tires, that kind of corner, like all of these really high speed like here, you get into this kind of like drifting zone, sort of, you know, coasting and half throttle application. That stuff was just a nightmare on the old tire because it was a little predictable with the grip, but not fully. So there's a 112.0 for our first real flying lap. Quite hit the apex. Don't want to clip any curbing that I don't know what it's going to do to the car. That's also getting a lot of right front tire lockup. Could be something to adjust to with the new tire model. A little different of braking. Was way too early. So this is going to be a section that you'll want to play with your settings and get that just right so that off-throttle rotation happens well. And there is, you got to find the exact right line through there. So 111.7 there. Much earlier on the brakes. Carrying more speed through there. A little bit more brakes there. Letting it right out. Got away a little bit. Recovered it. And these tires are probably finally up to 10. So you can push a little bit more. Quite have the right line through there. Let me correct and say I definitely didn't have the right line through there. Non-ideal line through there, a lot of lockup, but a little faster on exit. There's a 111.1. Ooh, boom. Oh man, there's still parts flying back there. Oh, that's funny. Okay, then the other parts have gone. There's still like one part back here on the ground that flew up in the air. Look at that. That's too cool. Let's watch that. I'm gonna exit out. Oh man, what a crash. And yeah, I was just pushing it a little too hard in turn one, and I've seen people do that. Oh, wait a minute. That's not as realistic as I first thought. If you note, okay, can we go to, yeah, watch this piece over here, the front wing. It kind of goes bouncing. So first you get this shot, bang, and then watch. It like kicks up in the air. Now that's not, a little weird, right? That, I don't think it was my car that kicked it up. Let's see here. Did it? If the car kicked it up, that's awesome. Let's see. No, it just kind of goes by itself. So, can you see? I'm not sure if it shows up on camera. So it throws it over there, and then yeah, it just like launches. If you looked up here in the upper right, it's hard to get an exact camera angle where it's shown. Let's see here. Okay, maybe from here we can see it. So yeah, there's a piece of the wing that goes off to the left. I'll put it into super slow-mo so we can see it. And this is just because it has a new damage model that it may not be responding correctly. That is correct. It goes flying across the track, sort of launched by my inertia coming back. And now you can't quite see it. It goes off camera and then comes back on, and that's all right. Now watch what it does here. It lands, it goes through the tarmac and then gets launched back out. So that looks like a little glitch that I'm not sure if they're aware of. But yeah, I think it's obvious that, you know, we could get into the 110s, and then with tweaking our setup, probably the 109s. Who knows exactly how low that is going to go. We won't know until we can really start dialing into the line a little bit more here, and then finding where the limit of that is, and then going past that into chasing down the setup. If you're curious about the setup at all, please see the previous video, as I mentioned. It is... That's cool. Yeah, please go into the previous video, and you can see some of the settings, and I go through that, as well as the engine temperature, which doesn't appear to actually be working on this new update. But anyway, let's do something else. Let's see. Yeah, let's check out like a blimp view here. We'll go back and watch the car go around. We can really start to see. Maybe it's the chopper view we want because it's a little bit more angled. Yeah. There's the blimp. All right. So you could just really see the beautiful track itself and how much work has been done. Those docks there, one of my dad's friends got a boat down there at the dock for the Grand Prix one year. You can see the aquarium over on the left. I want to back that up. That is just so incredible, all the modeling of the aquarium over there. Okay. Let's see. I just want to do this so that you can see. Is it to launch? Control F12. There we go. So it's Control F12. Let's see. Can we spin it around? Yeah. Somehow. Some way. How about car? No. Okay, I guess his blimp have to do... Sorry. There is a way to do this. Maybe banish X? No, not banish X. Oh, blimp radius. Here we go. Sorry. Blimp radius will change this just a little bit. Yeah. So, there we go. Now you can fully see a lot more of the... I'll bring it over a little bit more. Can I do that? Velocity. Okay, FOV would zoom it out. There we go. So you can really see... Yeah, I can go really wide here. You can just see how far it models. Isn't that cool? That is so awesome. Can't really close everything down, but what I can do is change the radius so we can swing it around. There's the marina down there. And we swing over the top, you can see. Yeah, you can really see everything that's been modeled. I mean, shoot, looking around, can I see this? Look at all the buildings that have been modeled. And the port out there, the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary here. How do I get this over? Sorry. Just trying to find a way to get... Maybe if I let it play a little bit, it'll spin around. Okay, so look at all the buildings over here on Ocean Boulevard that have been modeled. And like all the way down the coast. Okay, so if I go take that away, look, going down the coast, like these are like they've just modeled a ton. They've modeled a lot of a lot of stuff that they didn't have to. They modeled Pine Boulevard, and it's just awesome to see how much work they put into this track. It's really gorgeous. Sorry to spin around there. So wanted to be able to show you. Oh, it kind of looks straight down. I wanted to be able to show you the Queen Mary. Let's see if we go forward with it. There we go. So there's the Queen Mary out there. Isn't that cool? They've got all of, I forget, is Shoreline Village, I think it is. They've got the lighthouse there. Let's see, I can zoom it in. You can really see it closer, at least until it starts to go away. But there's my car. Anyway, what an amazing update. What an amazing track. It's just, iRacing just keeps finding new ways to do what we know they're capable of doing, which is be the best simulation that's out there. There's times when I play Assetto Corsa or I play, something else, and I go, oh, this feels better, or that acts differently, and then iRacing comes out with a new car or a new damage model or a new handling, a new tire model that makes it handle better. And in this case, introduces a track that that means a lot to me. It's part of my history. I've walked these places. I saw a band play a concert inside of the convention center. I've been up and over these bridges dozens of times, and they did it right. They got, that's where the Corvette Club parks over there during the races, and yeah, that's where, like I said, all the vendor booths are and stuff. So anyway, it's great to share this with you, and thank you so much to iRacing, the quality job that they've done. I'll look forward to seeing more of the detail when I get into race mode, but so far, this has been an excellent racing track. Should race really well with other cars, and yeah, it's just kind of a trip going down memory lane and seeing all these places and my connection there. So I look forward to racing here, I guess, the 5th week of the IndyCar season, and it's actually the 1st week of the Indy Pro season. So I'm going to be setting up for that and probably doing some races here in the Indy Pro first part of next week. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so I know you're out there, and also shoot me a comment so I know you're watching the video. I do appreciate it. Talk to you later.